Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. It's about 10:20 on the 6th. It's Saturday, about 40 degrees outside. My batteries are all nice and charged up here. Nice sunny day in the Hudson Valley, very windy. I think it's going to warm up nicely, and once the wind dies down it should be pretty good. Anyway, I always try to have more than one project going on at a time. That way, if I have to order parts or something, I don't get delayed. I also try to get something done every day, no matter what. Even though I have company coming today, I really try to move anything along. Like yesterday, even though I had stuff to do and I was getting up from my nap, I wanted to spend just a few minutes on this, just to keep it moving. And what I'm doing is I'm zooming in on this just to because I realized when I uploaded yesterday's video that I didn't get a good picture of that. Anyway, so to the mule. Two things about this thing. I already like it and I already dislike it from a motor point of view. I tried to get the spark plugs out and I thought it was me, but it appears as if they truly are a pain in the ass. I've tried just about every socket here, and it doesn't settle in to grab them. So I don't quite understand what its problem is. Maybe it's me trying to rush because I got company coming, and whatever. So there's that. So from a dislike point of view, that already annoyed me. Just quickly, somebody already got to this switch. You can see if could you see my hand here? I think, yeah. So somebody already got to this. Though I hooked the battery up and I couldn't turn it over. By the way, there's the speedometer. It's already got 10,500 miles, 511.6 to be exact. So I put the plug wire back on. I sprayed some starting fluid into it, and I turned it over just so that you guys could hear it. It actually sounds pretty good. I want to do a compression check, but I got to get the plugs out for that. But listen. So that just shows you it's not kicking over. I'm not sure if there's an interlock or something holding the spark back. I'm going to have to go through it a little more. But it actually sounds pretty good. I got to go through some of the wiring. The problem now that I'm involved with, given that the motor has potential, and as a matter of fact it appears to have quite a bit of potential, a dead motor could be more, or a dead motor, as in I give up, the motor's dead, let me get it out of here, could be a lot less work and a lot less expensive than a motor that you get it running and then you discover that it's got a leaky head gasket. So now you poke around, what am I going to do with the head gasket, where am I going, and so forth. Just to pretend for a second that we brought this into a shop perhaps like Wally's shop. Wally would probably look at you and ask if you got it for nothing. At least that would be a question I would ask, because she's in really pretty basic shape. Unfortunately, I didn't get this for nothing. I don't recall what I paid. If I had a guess, once again, numbers, I think I paid way too much, and I think the number is somewhere around 500. I think I was looking at what this thing would be worth in parts, and the number came up way too high. Because when you're looking at parts, the tires are all dead. I mean, the motor does turn over, so it goes round, right? It's not seized. So I guess that's a positive. Somebody who's truly desperate might want the motor from a core point of view, but if you take a look at the bed, I mean, this thing needs a lot of love and attention. It doesn't seem to have any rust through. At least I haven't put a hammer to it and discovered any rust through, but it's in pretty horrible shape. So I would say at $500 I probably paid too much money for this. Especially if I Frankenstein it and put like a Honda motor on it. You know, get it to look a little prettier. But even should I do that, what's it worth if I had to sell it to somebody, a whole Frankenstein unit? You know, if it runs nice and looks pretty, well, looks solid, this thing will never be pretty. Maybe she's worth somewhere around $1,000, $1,200, I don't know. But anyhow, so once again, let's say somebody brought this to a shop. Let's pretend Wally shop. Other than you know, laughing, perhaps asking or hoping they paid nothing for it, now you got to start. So normally the first thing you would do is pull the plugs and do a compression test. As I mentioned, the plugs aren't cooperating right now, so I went to step 2. Let's assume it has compression, which it appears to have. You jump it, you turn it over, you see what it sounds like, and I've done that. I've sprayed a little starting fluid into it. It did not kick over, though it didn't sound too bad. Now I got to go through and figure out a way of getting it to spark, and if it sparks and starts, now after you know, you get it to start on starting fluid, then the next thing is to pull those carburetors off, rebuild them, go through the fuel system, make sure you got fuel, you know. And now once you do all that, then you got to make sure the forward reverse, the torque converter transmission works, and then you start working on what are we going to do with the front end. I already told you guys I'm probably going to Frankenstein it and put something else underneath it. If it were Wally and he wanted to bring this back for real, now you start the eBay prices and go on from there. Once again, if you pick this up at an auction, let's say you paid $500 for it, because that's what I think I paid, and you dropped it off at Wally's shop, he's probably going to hit you for at least a couple of hours just to figure out everything you need to bring it back to life. I don't know what Wally gets for a couple of hours. The local Honda or Yamaha shop around here, I think they get over $100 an hour. So you'd probably be $300 into. You'd probably have $500 you paid for it and another $300 to figure out everything it needs, and then to fix it for real. Once again, I was up over $500 for steering parts, and then to get the engine running again, to go through the wiring and all that. You know, you're probably gonna end up with $1,500 into. I guess, you know, the problem with mules, particularly in this area, I can't score a mule even beat this bad. Assuming it had all 4 wheels and it started and ran, even something beat up this bad would be. You'd have a tough time getting it for under $2,000. Maybe $1,500, but chances are it'd be closer to $2,000. Even something beat up this bad. So, you know, I saw Musty One had one. I think he sold his for, and it was very similar to this. As a matter of fact, I seriously considered contacting him to buy that because, and I think he was asking $2,500. I don't know what his ultimate sale price was, or maybe it's more, but I thought I remembered $2,500 is what he got for his. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know if I'm going to get anything out tomorrow. Problem is with company around, it's hard to sequence projects, and if I don't sequence projects, it's hard to squeeze out a tape. You know, it's like you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready, right? I mean, you guys don't want to just have a tape of me walking around the property bumping into things. I think you guys saw enough of those tapes last week. All right, folks, live, love, and have a great time. Remember, tires down, handlebars up, and you know, when you buy your mule, make sure you pay the right price for it. Take care now.